and welcome to IP Study Video Lectures. Today we will discuss the 32nd chapter of Grade 8 English Grammar. And our topic is figures of speech. Well, these are those figures that writers and speakers, they use them to make their words more powerful, emotional and strong in order to convey a deeper meaning. That means we use them in our paragraphs and structures and often poems to connect to the audiences at a deeper level and to convey a deeper meaning. For example, time is a thief. Well, that doesn't literally mean that time steals something. But often with time we feel that something is taken away. Well, that's a kind of a figure of speech. We will study different kinds of figures of speech in this chapter, like simile, alliteration, hyperbole, and many more. Before the end of this lesson, you will be able to define figures of speech, identify examples of each figure of speech, and understand the purpose and effect of using each figure of speech in communication. Well, before we discuss this chapter in detail, let us study this example. Mike was sad that his dog Pluto had passed away. Sam comforted him and explained how Pluto must be at peace. So, Sam's words were a soothing balm to Mike's wounded heart. That means it was very soothing and calming to Mike because Mike was in grief. So the words soothing balm to Mike's wounded heart, it is a figure of speech because it is acting as a pillar of this sentence which is conveying a deeper meaning. Well, a figure of speech is the ornamental use of words. It is a creative use of language to generate an effect and to connect to the audience quickly. In a sentence, for example, if we say, there are 12 pillars in this monument. The word pillars is used in ordinary sense. But when we say, failure is the pillar of success, here in this phrase, the pillar is used in a figurative sense. So the pillar word is same and it has an ordinary meaning. But when we use it in a different sense, in a different way in a sentence which conveys a deeper meaning, that becomes the figurative speech. Here are some examples of some commonly used figures of speech. So let us study each of these in detail. The first one is simile. Simile is a figure that is mainly used to compare two or more things that possess a similar quality. For example, her eyes were like stars shining in the dark night. So the simile is introduced by words like, as, just as, such as. So here we are trying to say that her eyes shine. So we are comparing her eyes with stars. But both of them were functioning the same thing. Her eyes were like stars shining in the dark night. You had the voice with sound like the sea. He ran like a hare down the street. So we're comparing the person, we're comparing two or more things, but both have similar quality. Hare runs fast, and this person who we are referring to is also running fast. So both the person and the hare, they possess the same quality. When we compare them and we use them in a sentence, it is called simile. That means when we say, her dress was as white as snow. So we're comparing her dress and snow. Both are white, right? So both have same qualities, similar qualities, but we're comparing. So that's a simile. The next figurative speech is metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech that is used to make comparison, but two things that aren't alike, but they have something in common. For example, he has a heart of stone. Now, stone and a person, they cannot be alike. But heart of stone, stating that is a metaphor. That means they are not alike, but they have something in common. Life is a dream. Now, life is not actually a dream, but we feel that if we live it the way we want to, we can make it like a dream. So, life is a dream. So, life and dream both are not the same thing, but they have something in common. We live both of them, right? So, that's called metaphor. Personification. Well, personification is a figure of speech when we give life to a lifeless object. For example, if I'm writing a poem and I include tree as my companion in the poem, who talks to me, who sleeps with me, and who eats and shares meal with me. That means a tree is a person? That's right, it's not a person, but that's called personification because we have given life to that lifeless object. Well, poets always use these figures of speech and mainly personification much more in their poem to enhance the meaning of their poems. Let us see some examples. Lightning danced across the sky. Lightning can dance? No, but that's personification. The wind howled in the night. Rita heard the last piece of pie calling her name. Sanjay's alarm clock yells at him every morning at 7 a.m. That means alarm clock, wind, pie, they're all lifeless objects, but we're given them qualities like calling, howling, and so on. So that is called personification. Transferred epithet. A transferred epithet is a little known but often used figure of speech. That means it is not very famous within the writers and speakers, but it is often used, in which a modifier qualifies a noun other than the person or thing that it is actually describing. That means a modifier, which can usually be an adjective in a sentence, it qualifies a noun. In other words, the modifier or epithet is transferred from the noun to its describing stage. That means it is meant to describe another noun in the sentence. That means that particular noun becomes the adjective. I had a wonderful day. The ploughman homeward plods weary way. I passed a sleepless night. An epithet is a descriptive phrase or adjective that highlights the quality, characteristics of a person, place, or thing. Like in this sentence, I had a wonderful day. So it is describing, it is just acting like an adjective in the sentence. He plods his weary way in a very tiring way. I passed a sleepless night. So here it is describing and qualifying another noun. That's called transferred epithet. Apostrophe. Now this apostrophe is different what we have learned. This is a figure of speech apostrophe. Apostrophe is a special form of personification. It is a direct address to the dead, to the absent, or to a personified idea or object. Hence it is called apostrophe. Like, "Oh friend, I know not where I must go. Frailty, thy name is woman. O death, where is thy sting?" Well, this kind of figure of speech is often used in Shakespeare's novels and plays, and you'll find them very commonly in a very old script like Bernard Shaw, Shakespeare, and many old Roman novels, right? So here we are giving a personification, but we are addressing the dead or the absent. That means a friend, oh friend, right? We're using it in a very extreme way. So it is not giving life to a lifeless object, but it is personifying the idea or the object. Alliteration. Well, alliteration refers to the occurrence of same letter or sound again and again in a sentence. For example, an Austrian army awfully arrayed, a load of learning lumbering his head. So here a, o, I. This is repeating again and again. So the letter is repeating and the sound is repeating too, again and again in a sentence. A load, l. So it is repeating again and again. A reeling road rambles round the shine. So this is called alliteration. When the same word or the sound is repeated again and again in a sentence. Hyperbole or exaggeration. Well, exaggeration. Do you know the meaning of exaggeration? Very good. It means to exaggerate something, to make it big. That means it does not mean literally that way, but we're just putting more words and describing it in a very big manner. In hyperbole, a statement is made emphatic by overstatement. We emphasize it too much, but it is not meant to be taken literally. For example, if the river were dry, I could fill it with tears. Well, can you cry so much? Exactly, that's not possible. But it is a figure of speech. It is called hyperbole. We are exaggerating it. So we are adding, because we want to add more meaning and deep meaning to our sentences. So we are using hyperbole, figure of speech. She is as old as the hills. I walked 1,000,000 miles to get here. She can hear a pin drop a mile away. Your teacher often says this. I want pin drop silence. So these are called hyperboles. That means we do not mean them literally, but they are overstatements. We emphasize them too much. Pun. Well, a pun is a figure of speech that consists of the use of a word in such a way that it is capable of more than one application and is mostly used in humorous way. For example, yes, the leopard changes its spots whenever it goes from one spot to another. An ambassador is an honest man who lies abroad for the good of his country. Is life worth living? That depends on the liver. Well, all of these statements, they are spoken in a humorous way. For example, an ambassador is an honest man who lies abroad. So we are saying that ambassador is an honest man, but he lies also for the good of our country. So it is like a pun. It is like stating a fact, a truth, but stating it in a way that it looks humorous. So that means a pun, using a word which is capable of more than one application. He is an honest man who lies abroad for the good of his country. So stating such figures which states different meanings and different sense, and we use them in a humorous way. Irony. Well, irony is making emphasis in a mocking way, right? So it is a figure of speech in which a statement is made emphatic in mockery by the use of words denoting the opposite of what is really meant. So what the word really means, we state the opposite of it. For example, she speaks of her unlawful sisters as the jewels of her father. So comparing her sisters to the jewels. That means her sisters are very good. But that's not true. That's unlawful. I neither palliate nor deny the atrocious crime of being a young woman. That means I don't deny the atrocious, the cruel crime of being a young woman. Is being a young woman really a crime? No, but we are stating it as atrocious, as a crime, because a young woman has to face many challenges. So it is the irony that we are stating in these sentences. Irony can only be understood if you try to make inferences. That means when you try to read between the lines. Oxymoron. Oxymoron is a figure of speech which combines two contradictory elements. For example, this honor rooted in dishonor stood. So innocent arc, so cunningly simple. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thoughts. And having nothing, he had it all. he is regularly irregular. So these are two contradictory elements which we have combinedly used in the sentence just to make our sentence more interesting and just to give the idea of what is actually happening. That means the person is irregularly late for the work. So we're stating he is regularly irregular. Well, these can also be used in a humorous sense. Paradox. A paradox is a statement which appears to be outwardly contradictory but conveys inner importance or significance, right? He that loses his life shall save it. Now, loses his life shall save it. Loses and save, they are two contradictory elements. But we are stating outwardly the contradictory elements together in a sentence just to convey a deeper meaning and to make the sentence more important. He who loses his life, that means he who lets everything go, he who doesn't hold on things, has the good life, is known to be a good person. There is no one so great a donor as a wealthy miser. That means a wealthy miser, a person who is rich and doesn't spend unethically, is a person who is able to donate, right? So that is what we are stating as a paradox. Failure is the pillar of success. Yes, of course, you have to fall many stairs before you start really climbing it. This is also a kind of paradox because you're stating two contradictory things. That means you fail many times and then you achieve the success, because failure gives you the authenticity and the exercise that you need for success. That's called paradox. Antithesis. Antithesis means making of a striking opposition or contrast of words or sentiments. That means contrasting words or sentiments. This figure of speech is an explicit statement of an implied contrast. That means it is not direct contrast, but you're thinking it as a contrast. Many are called, few are chosen. Speech is silver, silence is golden. He had his jest, they had his estate. Man proposes, God disposes. So speech is silver, silence is golden. So silver and golden, they're contradictory, opposite words, but speech is silver, silence is golden. We're talking about speech and silence. So we're talking about two different contradictory things, and we're stating them, their adjectives or qualities, as oppositions only. That means contrast of words or sentiments. These are statements which implies the contrast, right? So this is called antithesis. Well, that was all about figures of speech. We've learned how to use alliterations, how to use similes, antithesis, oxymorons, metaphors, and puns in our sentences. As I told you, that writers and speakers, they use them in their text to make sentences more interesting and convey a deeper meaning. Well, that was all about it. Thank you so much for staying with us. Stay tuned for our next video lecture. Till then, keep revising.